rock fans, people, crazy people, welcome to another crazy bunch of people. It's the MPJ crew. Welcome to Pete, to Trish, to Will, and to Simon. We're here to review the latest rock albums and to let you know what they think. Vote them out of 5, and we listen to all sorts of music. And today we are listening, or have listened to, we are reviewing, I should say, Battlesnake. Great name, isn't it, for a band? Battlesnakes and Dawn of the Exultants and the Hunt for the Shepherd. Will we find the shepherd? Let's start with our woody friend Simon.
Yeah. Comedy metal is a fun subgenre, and one of my old favourite bands used to be Guar, for example. But I do feel like you have to be in the mood for it as well. Battlesnake, side note, giggle, Battlesnake, presents a fun melding of like comedic lyrics, playful tunes, and metal hammering. But it's not an album that's going to stay with me. They look like an absolutely wild band to see live. The shows look mental and exciting from the little clips I've seen, and their songs just play perfectly into that. And yes, spoilers, I am about to complain about the intro track, thank you.
Shock!
The album... Oh no, shock. Look, I even introed something useful, unlike them. The album is already only 35 minutes, and 5 minutes of that is taken up with an intro and interim track, so really it's actually only a 30-minute album at best. But the intro was setting the scene, it was, it had this cool thing going to it. Then it fades to black, and doesn't blend into Fathers of Iron Flesh whatsoever. It just felt pointless. Although, side note, is there a mixing issue with Fathers of Iron Flesh on Spotify? Because it sounds... The whole song sounded like a hollow sound, more than what the vocal sound effects seem to be doing. I don't know. Maybe that was the intention with it, but it sounded like a mixing issue to me. But anyway, it could have been what they were going for. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to say about them, to be honest. They're definitely one of those you see them mid-card on a festival, they're like your extra bonus, you're going to go see the headliners and stuff, and then you go, oh look, Battlesnake are playing as well, that'd be cool to go see this afternoon. I feel like they're that kind of level of band, and that's absolutely fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But reviewing this as an album, it was fine.
Trish!
Hello.
Hello.
So, the dramatic narration of the opening self-titled Dawn of Exultant track, building you up for what I was envisaging as a hit you in the face on. Even in the name of the second track, The Fathers of the Iron Flesh, heavy metal. I sort of wasn't wrong either, but this heavy metal album had a bit of a twist with some synthesizers, giving it a bit of hard progressive rock twist. You can hear themes of wizards, dragons, sci-fi in their lyrics with the 70s heavy metal influences. When I checked the band out with the images of them in cult-like groves from an era gone by, certainly makes you envisage what it would be like to see their performances live. They would be 110% over the top. Talking of which, my favourite track on the album is Sanctum Robotus. For me, this was an interesting listen, as it does have everything thrown into it, including trumpets. I can't say it's an album I would listen to again just because of my personal listening preference, but I'm glad I got the chance to experience their music.
We always enjoyed the experience of William. So, William, what did you think? Surely this is right up your wheelhouse.
Stop wasting my time with pointless intros, pointless mid-tracks. They serve no purpose. They were a waste of time and an affront to my ears. There is a band called Brothers of Metal. A very good band. They have an album called Endless Saga, one of the best albums I've ever listened to. That starts with a 2-minute narrative telling the story of Loki, children at the dawn of Ragnarok. Very cool. Sets the scene of a story-based album. And you know what that intro does? Feeds right into the song. None of those interludes or intros go into the song. It's one song speaking, a jarring change into something else. It's done so weirdly and so badly. And the biggest difference between Brothers of Metal and this album is Brothers of Metal are making good music. This, I didn't like it. There's there are bands who do jokey, silly music really well. I think this isn't it for me. Made me angry, and I did like a waste of time. Lackluster music with needless time-wasting track.
That's somebody who does waste our time, but we persevere with him. Pete?
Time well spent, really, no. So I wasn't familiar with this band, and going by face value, I was expecting something along the lines of We Butter the Bread with Butter or Electric Callboy. What I got felt more like Electric Six meets Megadeth somehow. I don't know, it's a bit fun, a bit heavy. Shredding guitars are good. Like it's a fun album, not great, but fun. I know how my compatriots here feel about intro tracks. Myself, I'm not too bothered with them, but this was a bit much. It was like, oh, there's an intro track, that's cool. There's the interlude, that's cool. But they kept on piling onto it, and I'm like, I'm listening to more narrative than I'm listening to music right now. So there's a line, and they crossed it. But yeah, still all in all, I would say it's a pretty good album. They really finished it off brilliantly. That last song, absolute banger. So I did enjoy listening to it. Just next time, more music, less narrative, please.
Yeah, I think even though I like intros, I think it even even push my patience a little bit in terms of what was kind of reasonable, what was not reasonable. None of this album reached my cool playlist, and yet somehow I've given it a good rating, and I've obviously enjoyed it, but I can't remember why. Because it was quick and fast and easy, and it was an enjoyable album without anything really being kind of a major, stick out moment for me. I just enjoyed it overall. I think it was kind of cool. There was some great shredding in there. I enjoyed the album without loving it, but I'm not really kind of going, oh, that track was amazing. There was no real hero tracks in there for me either, which when I come to these sorts of albums, so I think somewhere it resonated with me and I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it, and I can't work out why I even enjoyed it or what. I don't know. I just enjoyed it, but yeah, it's a bit of a quandary, that one. I'm going to have to self-reflect. Anyway, in the meantime, I've self-reflected, and now we're going to move on to the votes and find out whether we enjoyed it or not. Will this album reach our Hall of Fame? We are going to start with Dom's vote, because I am shocked by this vote. Shocked. 4.5. I mean, you can't read that man. You cannot read that man. I would never put Dom down for this album as a 4.5, would you? Simon?
Yeah, no, this reeks of something Dom would love, because it's metal and comedy, and he loves a good show. For me, it's just perfectly average, 2.5.
Trish?
I gave it a 3.
William?
1.
We'll ignore that vote. I give this a 4. Now, if Pete was to give this album a 5, oh, forget it. Pete, what'd you give?
If I'm going to give a 5 to this, you know me. No, I'm with Trish on this one. It's a 3.
It's a 3. Scored 17 out of 25, 3.4, because we dropped William's vote, which puts it at, bizarrely, it was our fourth out of this lot, fourth favourite album of the month for you lot. It got, it's our top 300. And 72nd out of the 100, so it's not going to get into our Hall of Fame or into our album of the year, but it was an enjoyable album. I think is probably what we said. Didn't set the world on fire, but it was fun and enjoyable. A bit like our slot. And what did you think? Hit the comments below. Get us to 500 subscribers. Subscribe. Thank you very much to my wonderful panel, to Pete, to William, to Trish, and to Simon. Thank you very much. Keep on rocking.